What up, Space Fam? Golson here from AnimeUproar to discuss the latest, craziest developments in the One Piece story. Things are moving fast, and so many crazy things are happening with Kaido right now, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy seeing these weekly One Piece reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is smash that like button until it's blue, like Jinbei. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future One Piece videos. Lastly, as you impatiently wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist where I got videos about the Yonko, Warlords, Supernovas, Zone, Logia, and Paramecia fruits, and even a video about how strong Kaido is. Find all those videos and more in my One Piece playlist, link in the description. Now let's jump into this glory. Spoilers and all. We got Luffy on the cover of this week's Shonen Jump sharing some ice cream with the other protagonists. And we don't really have to talk about the cover, but I really love how much fun they have with these covers sometimes. It's not just a neglected side thing, they do try to make them fun, inviting, and creative, and I appreciate that. I couldn't help but pick out my first Shonen Jump issue 13 years ago when I saw Yugi holding a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. They were giving one away, and being the Blue Eyes stan that I am, I had to have it. Fast forward 13 years and I'm still looking forward to the next Shonen Jump issue, cover and all. Anyways, my life story and the history of Shonen Jump aside, we get a colored One Piece spread this time around. Definitely an upbeat, party-esque one, where we got the words, "We're gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist." To me, Luffy stands out the most with his big grin, and Nami looking hella fine. "We're gonna live like tomorrow doesn't exist" is awesome, and reminds us to live in the present. This is not some kind of advice to do bad things because you don't need to worry about the consequences. No, if we look at One Piece, this is about living life to the fullest, because you never really know if you're gonna get tomorrow. And that's true in life just as it is when you're fighting two Yonko. Chapter 987 is called Faithful Servant. We jump into a flashback and see the moment when Kaido got scarred by Oden, and when Oden, in the manliest of ways, survived being boiled while carrying his retainers and then launched them in the air so they could escape. They cried as they ran, and Kaido looked serious and annoyed, but not my boy Oden. Like the most epic dudes around, Goldie Roger, Socrates, Kato, Oden didn't fear death. He smiled as Kaido prepared to kill him and told him not to underestimate his samurai. Oden didn't care whether or not he was forgotten because his soul will live. Yes, it would live on in the action of his retainers, but it also goes beyond that. Like a ripple in the water, his spirit spread to the point where it even infected Kaido's own daughter. And besides all that, there's just something so inspiring about characters who smile and won't break down even when the enemy has their lives in his hands. We continue where we left off after the flashbacks, which were for our benefit but also to let us know what's going on from Kaido's perspective right now. He's not unfazed, Oden is still haunting his mind. The red scabbards actually managed to penetrate the flesh of the Yonko and draw blood. Kiku goes through a hand and Kinemon draws blood too. Kaido the unkillable can still bleed and does. And what Oden said about not underestimating the 9 scabbards, that applies to us as much as it does to Kaido. Let's be honest, did we expect that the red scabbards would make Kaido bleed, freak out, and scream from their attack like this? I can't say I did. And in many ways, this moment sobers us up when it comes to the perception of Kaido's invincibility, but it also gives the scabbards the moment they deserved. They were not useless. They did not wait and plan for nothing. Oden was right, they cannot be underestimated, and by the same token, we should not overestimate the untouchability of Kaido either. Kaido has been mentally scarred by Oden, even more so than physically. He feels the wound Oden inflicted on him, it hurts, his eyes are wide and bloodshot. You can see fear in his sweating face. He is shocked that our boys can stab him and he screams. The Yonko feared as the strongest creature screams. Let that sink in. Kaido comments that they have Oden's haki, and they are thus able to harm him. They come crashing to the ground below, and people are shocked. This has set the perfect possible tempo for this war. How you start out often sets the tone of the battle. Kaido is clearly showing us the importance of the mental side of the battle as well as the physical side. It's hard to get motivated or develop morale when everyone thinks that it's hopeless or that they'll lose without accomplishing anything. If Kaido had just brushed off their swords and killed all the red scabbards right there, this would be a very different fight. But that's not what happened. Everyone saw the great Yonko bleed, sweat, scream. They saw fear in him, and now our side is pumped up, while Kaido's crew is probably shocked and confused, seeing a weakness, if only momentarily, in their Yonko. Through this act alone, the Red Scabbards have already accomplished something significant that shouldn't be overlooked. Just as people are speculating that there may be more intruders, Hyogoro makes his presence known. Even at retirement age, this dude is willing to pick up a sword for what's right, for what he believes in, and for his own principles. Props to him, and there are many props-worthy moments in this chapter, so let's keep going. Big Mom, in what can only be taken in a lighthearted way, seems to observe that this party is really dangerous and questions if Kaido died. I assume this is her speech bubble. She has shown respect to Kaido's strength before, so she knows how hard he'll be to kill. But still, you get a sense that Big Mom is very unfazed and practically smiling about what's happening. Definitely the opposite of Kaido's freaked out face that we saw recently. As Yamato is rushing with Luffy to attack Kaido while he's weak, Ulti gets in the way. As far as catfights go, the ones between these two are pretty brutal. Ulti is still upset because Yamato knocked her out in one hit, although it clearly didn't leave lasting damage. Luffy also recognized Ulti as quote-unquote the headbutt, and the headbutt girl is becoming quite a fan favorite. Her blatant, straightforward manner very much reflects Luffy's own, and she's a cute but tough dino girl, so what's not to like? Yamato then says the day has come to become Kozuki Oden, and Ulti says what we're all thinking, I don't get it. And she also adds, are you an idiot? Idiot or not, I'm definitely wondering why Yamato doesn't just say stuff like, I'm inspired by Lord Oden, or I want to carry out Oden's will, or I want to be like Oden. No, she straight up says she is Oden. Does this possibly have something to do with Oden saying his soul will live on to Kaido? Let me know what you guys make of this. Is Ulti right? Is Yamato just being an idiot? Or is there something more to it? The fact that Kaido treated Yamato so badly in the past, like almost blowing her up and hitting her, seems to be related with Kaido suffering PTSD from Oden, and Yamato insisting to be that very enemy he so fears. While Beast Pirates are trying to warn Yamato that Kaido's been attacked, she straight up lets them know that she is no longer an ally of the Beast Pirates, and that she doesn't care if her father dies. After all, he was ready to kill her with the explosive. As Ulti and Yamato clash, this time on seemingly more equal footing, Big Mom screams out Luffy's name. We got Luffy face to face with a Yonko, but Luffy just tells her he's busy right now. Yonko or not, one does not simply interrupt Luffy when he is busy. This is reminiscent to me of when he ran into Mihawk at Marineford and thought that he was too busy trying to save Ace at the time to take on such a strong opponent. It's not really about Luffy being scared, he's just got other priorities at this moment, and such a strong opponent being in his way is definitely inconvenient. In the meantime, Nami and Carrot decide to run away from the homies, and they do so without any problems. In the process, they prove that they can fend for themselves for the most part, and they won't slow Luffy down. Obviously, throw in a Yonko or a Commander, and it won't go that easily, but in this case, it works out. Big Mom tells Luffy that she's come from far away just to kill him, making it known where her main priority lies. This is Luffy's influence right here. He can influence one of the strongest pirates in the world to drop everything and chase him. The strongest beings become obsessed with him. That speaks volumes about Luffy's current influence in the world of One Piece, no matter how his physical strength currently matches up with Kaido's and Big Mom's. Back to Kaido, who was hurt but is clearly not down for the count. He realizes that Orochi's so-called delusions were true. The Red Scabbards were in the shadows of the Straw Hats, who Kaido acknowledges as his enemy. That's pretty lit as well. You ain't getting a Yonko to acknowledge every pirate as an enemy. You gotta be special for that. Kaido never expected the Scabbards to team up with pirates, and he tells them that pirates will betray them as soon as they start losing. They'll run. Clearly, this seems to be the way Kaido views the world. He betrayed Orochi. By saying this, he also implies that he's willing to betray Big Mom too, and he knows that she might betray him. It's expected of pirates. However, we know that Luffy is not like that. Not all pirates are the same. Luffy is one who lives honorably and by his principles. He's a man of his word, and by this point, Kinemon has learned that too. Not only does Kinemon say that Luffy is different from Kaido, he even says that Luffy will stand on the top of the sea, aka be the pirate king. Even if the Scabbards die, Luffy will make sure Dawn comes to Wano. Luffy, like the Scabbards, aside from Kanjuro obviously, proved that you can live in an honorable way. Not everyone is just concerned with preserving their own life or being on the winning side. Then we jump to the other Yonko and Luffy, and I can barely believe I'm saying those words because it means that we're significantly into this multi-Yonko level war. Big Mom asks Luffy why he came to Wano and tells him not to say something ridiculous like he came here to defeat Kaido. And Luffy agrees, to everyone's shock. People are like, yo Luffy, don't tell me you changed your mind, you're a rock, If you show doubt, WTF are we gonna do? But Luffy, in another iconic moment for the ages, doubles down, even triples down on his confidence. He's not here to defeat Kaido, to just defeat Kaido that is. He's also here to defeat Big Mom, the commanders, Orochi and all of his subordinates. He's not making any compromises or taking any prisoners. He's come to mop the floor with all of them. And I can't but help have a big stupid grin on my face when I read this. Talk about falling off the horse and getting back up. Luffy got bodied by Kaido, and he comes back confident that he can beat Kaido, another Yonko, all the commanders, and more. What an absolute boss. He proclaims this is an all-out war, and that's what we've been waiting for. Another war, a bigger and more significant one than even Marineford. Now, to be fair, it may be too early to make a statement like that, but I truly believe it will be. Big Mom laughs at the idea of a few hundred people accomplishing anything, and so does Queen. But when there's word of thousands of intruders, we get some classic Queen eye-popping action. The surprise attack was definitely successful, although I still can't see Big Mom being worried. We get prisoners of Udon, Samurai, Zoro, Kid, former warlord Law, and perhaps most shockingly, we see Marco the Phoenix and Perospero together in the entrance. Not described as fighting, but as together for some reason, implying that Perospero, who wasn't crazy about the idea of an alliance with the Beast Pirates, might actually help take them down. As we could have guessed, as the arc continues, the prospect of the Straw Hats somehow pulling out the W keeps becoming more and more plausible. Slowly, but surely nonetheless. The seemingly impossible feat of taking down a Yonko is seeming less and less impossible as different puzzle pieces keep falling into place. Then, again showing how much damn influence and respect Luffy has among the Yonko, Kaido says that he heard and accepts his challenge. In his dragon form now, he says he'll show Luffy, and probably everyone else, the world's strongest power. If that ain't one of the most hype sentences ever spoken, I don't know what is. We get a beauty of a panel with Kaido's dragon form in front of the full moon. His dragon form, like Shenron, is towering over the scabbards, giving us a sense of how difficult, how gigantic the task in front of them is. Kaido wants to fight outside where there's more space, and of course, this was accounted for. Kaido mentions that Oden is dead though, so he doesn't expect much of a fight from the retainers, but there are more differences now than Oden just not being present. The retainers are stronger than they were before, and in front of the full moon, all of the Ming tribe warriors will be able to undergo the Sulong transformation, where in a werewolf-esque manner, they'll become much stronger. Nekomamushi looks absolutely diabolical in what must be a reference to Alice in Wonderland, and I absolutely love it. We are about to see something epic, ladies and gentlemen. We are witnessing history in the making, and I hope you all feel as blessed as me for getting to experience it. And that is it for today's review. We had Kaido bleed, showing the strength of the scabbards, but also the weakness of Kaido. Like when Goku let down his guard and got penetrated by a laser gun. Kaido is weaker when he's in his mentally unstable PTSD state. That is another way in which Oden continues to help the others in this fight, even from beyond the grave. Kaido is clearly better now, and he's sober too, so we still haven't seen nothing yet, especially not the strongest power in the world that Kaido hinted at. We're also going to see OP Sulong transformations, including of characters like Nekomamushi and Inuarashi, who could fight the All-Star Commander Jack without even entering into it. This is gonna be hella crazy. As Luffy said when he mentioned kicking everyone's butt, this is all out war, baby, and it's exciting AF. As always, let me know your thoughts on these latest developments and where you see us going from here. If you did enjoy this One Piece review and want to keep them coming, smash that like button to let me know. Turn it blue like Jinbei. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial. Ring that notification bell or you will miss future One Piece reviews. And as you impatiently wait for the next chapters to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Piece playlist, where I got videos about the Yonko, Warlord, Supernova, Zone, Logia, and Paramecia fruits, and even a video about how strong Kaido is. You can find all of those videos and more by clicking the link in the description. A very special thank you goes to our patrons over on Patreon who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the patron of legend, the one acknowledged by Lord Twigo himself, Alpha, and are the one-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Steven Ingrata, Alola Nautem, The World, Steelers, Acquire Respect, Pate Hefa, Jonathan King, Brandon Viles, Papa Smurf, Emperor Otaku, Thomas Jones, and Kinmano. And our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, who's the current most most donated overall champion of the world, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, Cricket XP, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Actor, Jessica Kayla Fawn, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Ruthuan De Aura, Deadly Saint, and Stern Hawkins. Thank you all so much. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime life and of course dank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also now join the YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button next to the subscribe button that you've hopefully already destroyed. So yeah, you can support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!